So, finally, I want us to look at the final stage of democratic progression, as I indicated earlier. It is a country moves from authoritarianism and to electoral or transitional democratic status, and from there, after practicing democracy for a long time, so many years, it moves from transitional democratic status to a liberal democratic status. And I've shared the features in terms of human rights of these stages of democratic progression. As I indicated earlier, in authoritarian regimes, there are no human rights and there is no democracy. You have rights that are only provided for by the leader. If he says it's not your right, it's not your right, he can give you the rights and take the rights away at any time. But you move from that authoritarian state to a transitional democratic state. And I said that in such a transitional democratic state, the human rights that are very much noticeable are the political rights. But even the political rights are severely underdeveloped. And so the conduct of elections, though may be periodic, may not be free, fair, peaceful, and transparent. And economic, social, and cultural rights are severely underdeveloped in transitional democracies. But I said you move on from a transitional democratic status to liberal democratic status after practicing democracy for many years. And I said the human rights there are properly developed political rights and then properly developed economic, social, and cultural rights. Then you move from a liberal democracy to advanced liberal democratic status. That's the final stage. Advanced liberal democratic status. You see, in advanced liberal democratic status, the human rights enjoyed in liberal democracies are fully consolidated. What I mean by that is that in liberal democracies, sometimes ECOSOC rights or economic, social, and cultural rights may have some marginal difficulties and challenges. But in advanced liberal democracies, all these challenges with ECOSOC rights are virtually non-existent, and political rights are fully developed. And one distinguishing feature of advanced liberal democracy is that in such democracies, human beings claim access and ownership to all rights, sometimes beyond the imagination of human beings. Human beings in advanced liberal democracies claim ownership and access to all manner of rights, every right beyond imaginations. That is where a human being born of a man can decide that as for me, I am a tree. I'm not a man, I'm not a woman, I'm a tree. And people will say, well, if that is what you want, it's your right, you have it. It is that era that creates a certain conception of the state of nature. The state of nature is always a condition in which human beings live before governments got instituted. And within the state of nature, human beings have access and ownership to all rights. Now, when a democracy progresses from authoritarianism to advanced liberal democracy, human beings there would also claim access and ownership to all manner of rights. Sometimes it may be chaotic, sometimes it may be lawless, but that is where they got into. They have all rights. Whatever you want to do as your right, it is permissible and you can do it. That is when we see we have gotten to that advanced liberal democratic status. It has its advantages, but it has its challenges too. So, gentlemen, ladies, in terms of the stages of democratic progression, these are the stages: authoritarianism, transitional democracy, liberal democracy, and advanced liberal democracy. And in all these stages, there are different rights that are emphasized, and they are emphasized in their degrees and magnitude. Where people have rights or the freedoms is where they get to advanced liberal democratic status. I think I would bring the curtains down. lecture on the stages of democratic progression. We'll continue next time. Thank you very much.